We are live.
Ta-da!
Live.
Live.
Well, welcome everybody to Monday Night Live.
Yes, the best night of the week.
Yes. And I am Dean Nixon with the lovely Kate Semmens here in beautiful St. George, Utah. We are with TurningLeaf Health and Wellness, and we are super excited to spend some time with you tonight. We've got different portals, as we always talk about. We've got Facebook, Instagram, and who knows what else.
So
YouTube,
many different Facebooks,
so many
right?
different...
We have your personal Facebook page.
Yes.
Which is what? Do you want to share it?
I don't know what you mean.
I was just going to tell them all the different areas that they could if they didn't know how to find us and all the things.
Yes, I just didn't know what you meant by my Facebook page is what. And it's a Facebook page?
It's my profile page.
It's my profile page. So we've got my personal page over here. We got Kate's personal page down here. We got our YouTube over here, YouTube channel, subscribe. Got our Instagram up top here and our TurningLeaf page over here.
Right.
So we've got a lot of different opportunities and a lot of different places for you to gain access to this information and share this information.
Absolutely. So. By the way, my Facebook page, you're welcome for this angle. You get the up close and personal shot. You're welcome.
I told her when I was setting it up, I'm going to tip hers so that it mainly has her picture because that's people are paying to see her, not me. So
I love it so much. I'm actually, Mr. Nixon, I'm going to throw you a little bit of a curveball today.
Okay.
So we do have a really great topic planned for you guys, but I just had this kind of come in.
Okay.
I've been doing some pretty cool reading and working in really that value-based place where we love to bring things from here at TurningLeaf Health and Wellness.
Okay.
We're both value-based life coaches.
Correct.
And I've had people ask me, what does that even mean? So I thought maybe we could talk for just a minute and then get into the coping skill that we wanted to.
Absolutely.
Like just talk about what it means to come from a value-based space in life.
Yes. Well, and I get this question a lot. And the difference is it's the focus and how we focus and how we help people focus. So a lot of times in life coaching, there are systems and programs that you can buy and you can go through in order to become certified as a life coach. You can buy into, and there's many opportunities. You just Google them. And there's opportunities. But what you're doing is you're buying a system, which is good, it's healthy. And that system has certain things that it does and can walk you through. Our focus is more focused on getting you from where you are to where you want to be based upon what is important to you. And so we've learned through a set of skills and techniques that we've developed through the years, as well as content, we've learned and created a system as we teach each of our life coaches, Kate and Jamie Leitner, etc.
Shout out to Jamie in Michigan.
And so through these techniques and through this content, it's really focused on moving you from where you are currently to where you want to be in the future based upon helping you understand what's of value to you. And we've talked about some of our content is here on our pages and in our feeds. So there's no like secret around the tools and techniques that we use. The practitioner, i.e. Kate, i.e. Jamie,
i.e. Dean,
and myself, we use these with a specific set of tools to help you move forward based upon those things that are important in life, relationships, goals. But one of the main things that we really do is help you break down beliefs that you have, because a lot of times when people are setting goals and moving forward in life, a lot of it's reactionary, as we've talked about so many times. So our goal is to teach you how to break down that resistance, understand the resistance, move through the resistance, and in really getting big gains and movement forward.
Yeah.
That's my short explanation.
And I really love that. It was a really great one. And just to kind of like niche in on that value base that I think that you said so eloquently, as all of us have our own hierarchy of values, right? Like your top 10 values are different than my top 10 values, which are different than your top 10 values. And none of that is good or bad. It just is. Right or wrong, right? It just is. It's what makes us all very, very interesting and unique and beautiful in our own spectacular way. And so coming at life coaching from a value-based standpoint really allows us to get into helping you navigate your life according to you and not according to anything else, right? Like you were saying, like we've got this beautiful like well to draw from to be able to individualize it, but it always comes back to what is important to you and what matters to you, what you value.
Right.
And that's just another way that I try to tell people what value-based is. Well,
and it's so hard in the world we live in today where things are really driven by what you should want or what you should be. There's a lot of, as we've talked about, a lot of social media. We're getting on what we call this the glass window that we're stare through every day. And so we get these ideas of, these are the clothes I should be wearing. This is what our family should look like. This is where we should be going on. A lot of shoulding going on.
This is what should be important to me.
And so instead, it's really breaking that down and getting clear on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And knowing, once again, that whatever you value is perfect for you.
Yeah.
Like, I know for me, when I was originally in training with you and particularly like working in our value-based parenting model, in there's a space in the workbook to like literally go in and decide what your top 10 values are.
Correct. Yeah.
And then can I grab yours, Dean?
Yes, they're actually
okay?
right
they're just right
here
behind us.
Can I just grab them? Yeah, they're right here in this shot over here. And yeah.
So it's really cool.
Once again, the transparency piece.
Sorry, YouTube. It looks like you're probably flipped. Yeah,
some
of these
backwards.
are in reverse.
I don't know why.
But I love this, and I have mine at home on my nightstand right next to my bed. But I need to get them in here into my office. It's just kind of like boom, hit me. Like I need to have mine. But I love that you have it in here too, so that anybody that comes into your office can already see where you're coming from.
Yeah. What
it is that you try to navigate and compass your life against, right? And so likewise, that's exactly what we love to do for you, right? And that's what that value-based piece is.
Yes.
Is figuring out how to put it in, how to really like package your world and have a way to make decisions about up against your values.
Yeah.
And then when the most cool thing too is when you do something that's maybe a little bit not in alignment with your values, or if you're navigating a family, right, and it's not in alignment with your family's values, then you can have an open, honest communication with yourself or with your children and can strip all the judgment out of it and just say, what is it that I actually want to create?
Yeah.
Is this moving me in that way or not? So to answer all of those questions about what is a value-based life coach, that's what we do.
There you go. That's what we do. I love, now that we've moved the core values, you can see in some of these people where I hide my Febreze. So this isn't product placement, by the way.
It's our little secret.
It's a little secret spot for my Febreze. So you get a peek behind the curtain tonight and see the reality of Turning Leaf.
And as you can tell, we really are live. This is not pre-recorded and sent to you as if live. This is real life.
So tonight, I know we're a little bit in, but one of the things tonight we wanted to really focus on is jumping into a coping skill. And jump into one of our coping skills. So here at Turning Leaf, we've identified 8 essential coping skills that we really need to focus on as human beings, especially in the world that we're in today. We've written a book around it called The Key that you can find on Amazon. It's very helpful, short story, but it really drives the point home on what these 8 essential coping skills are. We use them in our practice. It's part of our content. So we felt like talking about one of those specifically tonight is the direction we wanted to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And that coping skill is evidence, which when I first read The Key and first started training with you, once again, I guess I'm waxing a little nostalgic because we're coming up on our anniversary a little bit, Dean, like almost 3 years since I've been working at being a life coach.
Yep.
And but the first time that I heard of evidence as a coping skill, I was like, gonna need a little bit more information. What does this exactly mean? Right. And I love in The Key how the story kind of unfolds and the main character really starts to learn about using evidence as a coping skill, because really we do this all of the time. Every single day you're collecting evidence all day long about, once again, like your shoulds and your shouldn'ts and whether or not you're lovable or worthy or important and all of those kinds of things. And the biggest piece for me with evidence is making sure that you're focusing, which is another skill, right? Another one of the coping skills, on evidence that's going to move you forward.
Right. Yeah. And I think one of the pieces that we have to remember when it comes to the evidence aspect of it is what is the lens that we're using when we are gathering the evidence. And in the book, in the story, Isaac, the main character, is traveling to a remote area in Colombia, and he's helping an individual, a doctor, gather evidence to help cure a waterborne pathogen that's impacting a group of individuals. And so as he's going through this process, it's this idea of the lens that he's using is everything that's going wrong, what they're doing wrong, what mistakes they're making, what they should be doing. And he's
why
like,
life there is so hard.
Why it's, of course, this is why everybody's sick type of mentality. And so then later that night when Isaac and Ricardo sit down, the doctor that he's working with sit down and go through the evidence, the doctor's like, well, where's the rest of it? And so a lot of his evidence that he was gathering was really focused on everything that's not okay, everything that is obviously this is why they're sick, rather than looking for the other evidence that is there. And so many times we go into our evidence gathering with a lens of criticism or critiquing, trying to find out what's wrong with people or what's wrong with us, thinking that that's somehow going to resolve things, when in reality, what we're really doing is we're creating more destruction and we're limiting our view. Where a lot of times if we're looking for the evidence in both sides of the coin, the healthy and the unhealthy, the working and the non-working side of things, now we've got more of an honest view, and a lot of the working things is where the answers are.
Yeah, exactly.
But we think all the answers are in the what's wrong. And that's where, a lot of our work in this field, in our view of what we do here, that's where a lot of our heavy lifting is.
Yeah, being able to look at it honestly and gathering in all of the evidence, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, that's really, really beautiful. By the way, you guys are doing so good. Justin, high five. He's put a link up in both Turning Leaf's Facebook and Turning Leaf's Instagram awesome. With how to find the key on Amazon. Thank you, Justin. And I'm not sure who said it because it's scrolled up, but thank you for the compliment on my jacket.
Yes, her Wonder Woman jacket.
That's right.
Yes.
So what I absolutely love too about using evidence as a coping skill is if you're tactile like me, like I love to do things very hands-on-y and get into my body as much as I can because I stay in my head so much. So anything that pulls me into my body is really, really helpful. And you guys know I'm always looking for those like really applicable action steps to like really integrate things into my life.
Right.
And I love the challenge that I got years ago from you, once again, waxing nostalgic, to like literally start evidence pages, right? Like literally, like in my purse, I have a tiny little notebook. It's pink. If you know me, of course, it would be pink.
Of course it's pink.
But it's the place where I gather evidence about my talents, my skills, my capacity, and anything else that happens on those hard days when all I'm doing is seeing all the negative and bad and hard parts about my life, to actually go somewhere and reground myself into real good evidence for to give the other lawyer a chance in court, right?
the court up there,
exactly. Like my defendant, not my prosecutor, right? Like to give my defendant some material to work with for the day. And so I would, if you're like me, I would just issue that challenge out to you to just get yourself a little something that you carry with you. Smartphones are so convenient for this kind of stuff, right? Like to open up your notes tab. I don't know what it is on the Droid.
It's depends on which one, but Samsung Notes or some kind of noting app. Way
to do it, and just call it My Evidence and start really gathering clear, good, accurate information for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got the comments are coming in.
I love it.
Tonight,
I love it.
So we're trying to keep on top of them. Our YouTube channel is Turning Leaf Wellness Center, I believe it is. Is you can find that there. And then thank you, Ryan, for your comments and everybody that's just really posting. Some of them are a little too far for me to read. You'll have to read it.
I can read them.
One of the things that I do want to also comment on is it is so important for us to be careful, as Kate was sharing, what evidence we're gathering because of how the evidence is used. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, the evidence we need to be really also gathering is how we heal. And so using the medical metaphor from the book, and one of the things that a physician does when they go in to perform a surgery or they go in to work on the body, one of the things that doctors are aware of is how the body heals and what it needs to heal. Mm-hmm. And so not only are they going in and removing unhealthy parts of the body, if it's like an appendix that's burst or is sick, the doctor also is going to understand how the body needs to heal to have the least amount of scarring and the most opportunity to heal. So we've got to look at our mental health like our physical health. Mm-hmm. So we don't just go in with this idea that this is wrong, we've got to get rid of it, we got to change it. That's not how it works. What we've got to be doing is we've really got to start focusing on what does the body need to heal? What does my mental health need to heal? What does my emotional health need to heal? And I need to be gathering evidence along the way of ways that I've healed in the past. What are the things that worked for me in the past? What are the things that brought me health in my emotional and mental health? These are really important pieces of evidence for us to really hang on to.
Absolutely.
It's like with all the physical illness going around in the world right now, you're reading all sorts of information. Take vitamin D, take zinc, do all these different things to help combat COVID and all the things that are going on. Well, it's the same thing with mental health. What are you putting in mental nutrition? What are the things that you're putting in that help you heal mentally and you heal emotionally? That is a huge part of evidence gathering as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And to add to that, it also is such a great place to look when you have something that comes in and maybe would trigger you, and be able to look and see how far your growth is, how affected you are by it, and your emotional reaction and all those things by looking at your evidence.
Yeah,
right?
It's just the evidence gathering process.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love, Ryan over here has commented he owns Inside Out Hyperbaric, and that's a company that we I don't know, what do you sister in with another company that we work.
They're like one of our buddy companies.
There you go, buddy companies. But one of the things that I've used a lot in my physical health, because Ryan really helps you focus on the physical health with the nutrition and with the supplements and with the hyperbaric chambers. For me, on my mental health and my emotional health, I can't even tell you how much those supplements and the hyperbaric chamber has helped in my own emotional and my personal mental health as well. So I gather that evidence and I think, okay, when I'm struggling, when I'm in those spaces, what do I need? And I go back to that evidence gathering. I go back to what are the supplements? What are those minerals and things that I can be doing? But not only that, what can I be reading? What can I be doing rest-wise and sleep and exercise and getting to the gym and all the things that I need to do? That's the type of evidence we really need to focus on. Low battery warning.
20%. So we can go all night on 20%.
This is a battle between us. I'm always giving her grief about her phone and the battery. It just cracks me up.
Yeah. So of course, every Monday Night Live, my phone has to give him lots of good evidence to show me.
This is the best part, because we're always being so transparent about me. So now we can be transparent about you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So hopefully you guys can take all of the things that we've talked about today and just combine them. And once again, take this to your table, your dinner table, your water cooler, wherever it is that you're hanging out. Make it a topic of conversation about, hey, I was totally just watching Dean and Kate the other night, and they talked about this cool coping skill called evidence. Let's kind of talk about it and maybe see what we find that's working and what's not working, and how to really incorporate more of that honest assessment of you and where you're at. And just please also don't forget to give your defendant some material. You've got to be able to give that evidence.
And this is the piece that I really want to drive home tonight with everybody, with everything that we've said so far. one of the things that I'm hoping that you will recognize that it is so imperative that you be you.
Yes.
We are so caught up in worrying about what other people think about us nowadays that we are so wrapped up here in our heads. And I'm here to tell you, you are an amazing, beautiful person. And if you're watching this, please know I'm not patronizing you. Anybody that knows me knows I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Yes.
The reality is you are enough the way you are. Stop trying to change yourself to fit into somebody else's box or to fit into somebody else's view of who you should be. Learn more and more every day who you truly are deep down in your core. People are going to make fun of you. People are going to mock you. People are going to tell you you're wrong. People are going to constantly come at you. But that does not change who you are. Mm-hmm. That's just a view of who you are. And that is their perspective, their perception, and they're entitled to it. Mm-hmm. The only thing that you can do is choose whether you're going to let it change you or whether you're going to let it challenge you and help you grow. Mm-hmm. So don't let it change you. Let it challenge you, but don't let it change you, people. You're exactly who you need to be.
Yeah, I love it. Very well said. On my drive over here today, someone had on the back of their car, it just said, "You matter."
Yeah, you do.
And you really, really do. We're grateful for you. Thank you so much for your love and support for what we do here at Turning Leaf. Your likes and shares and your comments mean more than you could possibly know. It is our pleasure to be able to come and interact with you guys every single week on Monday Night Live.
The best night of the week.
Best night of the week. So until next week, be good to each other, be good to yourself, and gather good evidence.
I love that.
We love you.
Good night. So we'll have to go through all of these feeds now, figuring out how to end them all.
It's easier to start than finish.
Upload in HD. Yes, please.
And
down